So, Homestead Week happened, and it happened to be probably the best all-around weekend of racing in the young 2021 NASCAR season. And overall, this approval that I had for the weekend seems to have been a shared rating from most of the fan base. So today, I want to look back at both of the races and understand more why the fans loved them and why NASCAR needs to take notes on these races for the future. Starting off with Saturday's Xfinity race, the Contender Boats 250. I'm not going to be wishy-washy on this race. I think it is in the top 5 for best Xfinity Series races that I have watched since becoming a diehard NASCAR fan all the way back in 2005. From the drop of the green flag, there was always one or two storylines that anyone could follow along with, initially from the racing itself at the start. But what started the true fun was the yellow flags that flew, because this showed the true strength of Homestead-Miami Speedway. The old surface. The surface has been used since 2003. That is 19 years now. And in its old age, it absolutely eats up tires like a cheese grater. So the difference between fresh rubber and worn rubber creates absolute craziness and the ability to pass. Passing is made easier as well by the track's multi-groove accessibility. The bottom lane would work for a while early in the run, but so too would the high lane, as well as what I like to call the stratosphere line, aka the Larson line. The middle would work as well and would really provide a great place to perform slide jobs. Make no mistake though, the Xfinity Series has the best racing of any series in NASCAR right now, as well as the last couple years you can add in as well. A track like Homestead, with a great package like the Xfinity Series package, as well as inexperienced drivers, is bound to have craziness and fun that you wouldn't see in the Cup race. But what sets this race so high for me is the fact that all of what happened in this event happened pretty much organically. There were no strings of BS debris yellows that tried to make it intentionally dramatic, because there didn't need to be. There was great passing, comers and goers. Hell, Gregson was leading the race with almost 2 to go and got taken out, organically. That's the kind of drama that we want in NASCAR. The racing and storylines made up for anything that would have been taken away from this race. And when I say that this is what NASCAR fans want in Cup, this is the stuff I'm talking about. I am in a few group chats with, all put together, a few dozen fans, and the one superlative that we had for this race was fun. This race was fun, and for many of us, was a reminder or a throwback to the old school races in the early to mid 2000s NASCAR. So with that thought, including myself thinking this, many thought that the Cup race wouldn't hold a candle to this masterpiece. Well, we were all wrong. Dead wrong. While I personally don't see this race as equal or better than the Xfinity race, it was still damn good. All of the things I talked about with tire wear, comers and goers, it all applies to the Cup race as well. And don't take this as me propping up the 550 package. This race was great in spite of a bad racing package, not because of it. I see many comparing this to 2019 Kansas, but aside from them being good races, I personally don't think that they are too alike. This race had much of the same side-by-side racing as that Kansas race, but it excelled more in tire wear and strategy. Even more than the Xfinity race when it comes to the strategy side. Fresh tires accounted for lap times 3 to 5 seconds faster than those with old tires. Plus, the changing weather conditions helped, and the day-to-night transition provided a great amount of comers and goers, as some did well in the daylight while others did well under dark. I personally don't remember seeing such a drastic difference between long and short-run cars in all of the Gen 6 era. While tracks like Las Vegas and Kansas are good mile-and-a-half tracks, I don't think that they can overcome the pitfalls of the modern 550 package the same way that Homestead did. It's why I think Homestead can and should be the season finale. At the very least, it should at least be the regular season finale. We've seen the greatness that Homestead can give us as the finale. We've seen it in history. It was there for almost 20 years. If enough people band together to return it to the finale spot, then maybe NASCAR will do so with the networks. But it also could be a great regular season finale as well. Think back. Last year, William Byron and Tyler Reddick were both playoff hopefuls, needing a win by the end of the regular season. While Daytona offered a great show, it did come at the price of losing yet another tradition. And that's something that NASCAR has done too much of in the last 25 years. What if Daytona could be moved back to its rightful place on the 4th of July, or at least the 4th of July weekend, and Homestead could decide the fate of who is in or out of the playoffs? The drama of Tyler Reddick charging through the field like a bat out of hell, while William Byron defends a lead with fuel mileage looming as an issue, would get anyone's heart racing, in my opinion. Now, add in true championship implications, and you have a damn good show on your hands, not only for diehard fans, but also for the casual fans you so much want. No matter where it is placed on the schedule, I think the race at Homestead needs to be at a more important place. Definitely more important than race 2 or 3 right after the 500. It needs to be a race with added significance, not only for the Cup Series, but as well for the lower series like Xfinity and Trucks. And you cannot tell me that the truck race wouldn't have stacked up well with the 2 races run this past weekend. More than likely, it would have been the best race of the weekend, or nearly the best race of the weekend. Either way, I had tons of fun with both races this past weekend, and I want more of this good racing. I want more of it. If that means adding a second Homestead date like many are asking for, do it. Who knows? Maybe NASCAR is formulating a plan to do some move like this or moves like these for the 2022 season. It would be a good move if Fox elects to give up its date back to NBC's side of the schedule. But if you have a second race, well, that solves that problem. You can split them. But if it does remain early in the season, I'm still going to watch, and I'm going to watch it with an open mind and hope for the absolute best racing possible. I know I'm going to get it from the Xfinity Series. If they put the Truck Series there, I'm going to get it, and fingers crossed we get it with the next-gen car. But you know what? That's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts on the weekend at Homestead, as well as my thoughts on the schedule placement. Now it's your turn. I want to hear from you. What were your thoughts on the 2021 Homestead races? And where do you think Homestead should be placed on the NASCAR schedule? And do you think it should have 2 races? Let me know your answers to all of these questions down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.